Well, hello and welcome to my home. Today's a little bit different. I'm going to show you a video that I shot back in December, and I was going to just trash it. I was just going to get rid of it because it's more of what happens when things just don't go to plan. So I'm going to run the video, see what you think, and I'll give a little bit of an update of not only the channel but also me as well, what's sort of happening in my circumstance, certainly with the way the world is at the moment. So yeah, enjoy the video. There's no photography on it. It is just purely a list of errors that went wrong, and I'll explain a little bit more at the end of the video. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to another vlog. Today I'm in Blackpool. So the idea of today was to take a shot of, or a few shots of the globe, the glitter globe they've got on the seafront. However, it's missing. I don't know where it's gone. I don't know if it's gone for repair or what, but yeah, I pulled up here, just pulled the car at the front, and it's no longer here. Now with this, where the sun is at the moment, the sun shining on that would have been absolutely immense, certainly for a longer exposure. And then the idea was to head up towards Cleveland, up towards where the Mary Shell is. The timing would have been perfect because we've got high tide now. By the time we got up there, it would be fresh sand, no footprints on it, and the tide going out. But yeah, phase one incomplete. So I don't see any point in sticking around this location, so I'm going to head further back up to towards the north side of the shore and just sort of see what I can get. Now I've had the drone up and around doing some shots, and as soon as it got up, a load of helicopters flew over, so I thought, right, now bring it down. It's a little bit too dangerous. We've got Blackpool Airport over towards my left, probably about a mile, 2 miles in the distance. So yeah, I think the drone's going to stay down for a little bit until I can actually get onto the beach. But yeah, come and join me today. We'll see what we can get. I did have a load of things planned today, but the more I get into the day, the more the plan is just sort of breaking apart. But yeah, we'll see what we can get, and yeah, come and join me. So I'm making my way straight to Mary Shell. Just been through the whole of Blackpool there, and it's like a ghost town. It's actually quite depressing driving through. All the shops are shut, the front just looks derelict. Yeah, it's not good. It really isn't good. So I'm going to head up towards Mary Shell now. I'm just heading up towards the car park now, park the car and sort of see what I get. But today really isn't going to plan. It's just really quite depressing to see Blackpool the way it is today. Yeah, sign of the times, I guess.
And cue Captain Klutz. I've had to pause the video here because this guy was adamant in walking into everything I was trying to record. The first time I thought it was a genuine mistake, but the second, third and fourth, I was convinced he was trying to do this on purpose. He had to be told. At this point he tried to start a conversation up with me. I was having none of it. He was nothing but a pest. I've had to hold back from showing the full picture which I took with my iPhone. Anyway, back to the studio.
So what I didn't explain in that video is the reason why I didn't take any photographs. Well, I'd got the camera out of the bag and it just didn't work. The night before, I'd gone to a place called Wigg Island, not far away from where I live, and there's a Mersey Gateway Bridge that goes straight across the Mersey, and it's a fantastic shot if you can get it right from where the banks of the Mersey are. Now the only problem is there's a few brooks and there's a fence. So I sort of got through the fence, jumped over one of the brooks on the way there, and it's only about 4 or 5 foot in depth, but about 10 foot deep, and it's full of water, muddy water and silt from the Mersey. Not a nice place to fall in, but I was feeling confident. I got to the banks of the water, took my shot, and thought, well, I can do one further back and get all of the bridge in the shot, and just sort of see what that looks like. So I headed back, and by this time it was getting dark, it had rained again, everything was getting a little bit wet, but I still had the camera on the tripod. Went back to this brook, thought, right, here we go, bags of confidence, jumped over. As soon as I'd leapt, my foot slipped straight into the muddy water all over the place, and of course the camera was on the tripod and that went into a deeper, really silted puddle. So it's just covered in mud. The front of the lens was covered in just the worst sort of water you could possibly think. There was mud all over the back of the camera, and I thought, right, no, time to go home, put the camera away, and let's sort of estimate the damage when I get home. Drove home, no real concerns. When I got home, I got a damp cloth and started dabbing the mud off the camera, and everything seems to be working fine. The top screen, the top display had clouded over a little bit, but I thought, well, let's see what it's like. So I've got some silica gel bags, packed it around, put it in the airing cupboard overnight, thought nothing of it. Came to get it the next day, had a look at it, everything seemed fine. Put it back in my camera bag, drove off towards Blackpool, and it was only when I picked the camera up to actually physically use it, I realised that it was actually stuck in HDR mode, in bracketing mode, and I couldn't release the bracketing mode. And also the focusing, the auto-focusing on the lens just didn't work. Nothing was kind of working electrical. Examined the camera a little bit more, and I noticed that inside where the battery compartment was, all that was wet, and also where the SD card goes in. So I couldn't really do much there, and obviously with the spray of the water, I thought I'm only going to be doing more damage. The guy who stood in front of when I was doing the time lapse, he was just loitering around and asking me really strange questions, and just one of those people who just wouldn't go away. He could tell that I wasn't taking any images and I was a little bit stressed, but no, he just wouldn't clear off. So with that in mind, I thought, right, no, pack the camera away, we'll head off home. And I've got to be honest, on the way home, I was sort of wondering whether it's time to actually upgrade the camera, maybe get a D850 or go onto one of the mirrorless cameras. Kind of sort of toying with the idea, but no, I thought when I get home I'll have a good old look at this camera, sort of strip it down as much as I can and give it a good old clean. When I got home, I gave it another dab down because all the mud had started to dry around and it was starting to look a little bit brown again. So I dabbed it around again, wrapped it up in silica gel again, and then put it in the airing cupboard overnight. Fortunately, the next day it worked, everything was fine. I think it was just to do with all the moisture that was in the battery compartment, and it's worked since. And another reason why I've not brought any videos out is because the first couple of days in January I went for a COVID test and actually came back as positive. I was feeling a little bit under the weather, or already had a cold over the Christmas period, but it just started to develop a lot more severe. So yeah, I got a COVID test and it came back as positive, and it absolutely knocked me out for a week. I was in bed, just absolutely exhausted, shortness of breath, the usual loss of taste and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm probably about 80%, 85% of the way back to full recovery. But yeah, it really does take it out of you. So yeah, best of luck to anybody who's actually contracted it. To bring this video to an end, really, there is a lot more to come on the channel. I'm really just waiting for lockdown to kind of finish, and then I'll be out doing a few other things. I do have a couple of local shoots I'd really like to get posted. There's one, a place called Lim Dam, which I'm hoping to do in the next couple of weeks once the weather starts to improve a little bit more as well. So yeah, there is more to come. Bear with the channel. It is a little bit slow at the minute, as a lot of people are, but I think it's probably the right thing to do is sort of slow things down instead of just trying to produce a video each week and not really be proud of it. So that's what I'm looking to do, is just do stronger, better content for you guys to watch. So yeah, that's where we're at. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a bit of an update really, with a bit of a show of how things can actually go wrong. So yeah, best of luck to you. Happy New Year. I know it's a month late, but Happy New Year to you all, and I hope this year is a lot better than it was last year. Fingers crossed, eh? Right, time to say goodbye. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.